to Jupiter Lab. It is a beautiful day. We are focused on the Rev Up. Today's title of our video is Rev Up. We are doing a somatic flow to really rejuvenate our blood flow, waking our bodies up, getting into this groove, getting into this grind. I'm gonna let a couple of people come in because I know that I saw them in the last live. As you guys can see, we have a little bit of a different setup. We're missing our banner, but not for long. There's some things that are changing, and I'm really grateful for that. So without further ado, we're gonna just get started. We're gonna start off with some breath work. Starting in the center of our mat, we're gonna be standing, and we're just going to take this moment to arrive for our practice. So just relaxing the body, relaxing the arms by your side, grounding the feet into the ground. Have maybe a slight bend in the knees. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, expanding the belly. And as we breathe out, we collapse the belly. Let everything just relax. Again, breathing in and out. Nice. Once more. And out. Nice. So I don't know if you guys are familiar, but we're going to get into some body tapping. So what we do, we're going to start with our wrist, okay? With this body tapping, we're tapping and really clapping our body all the way up our arm, different parts of our body. This is to bring in some activation into our lymphatic system, waking up our blood cells, waking up everything in our body, one little part at a time. And so we're patting and tapping. And if you need to add a little bit more force, please do so. But waking it up all through the neck, behind the back, other side, across the chest, down the arm. And the inside of the arm. Again, behind the back. Reach as far as you can. And down the sides. Let's get into our torso. You can use both hands at this time. Reaching where you can. On the belly. On your sides. We're just tapping our body, waking our body up. Down the back. Sorry if I said that really loud. I forgot the mic was right here. Even your bottom. Don't forget, don't be afraid to touch your body. Hips, abdomen, lower abdomen, in the front of the pelvis. Waking up, maybe shifting your weight a little bit so that you can relax in this as you are giving some love and activation to this leg. Same to the other side, shifting your weight, putting some love and energy and intention into this space. Down the thighs, inside of the thighs. Let's do the other side. Work our way down at the same time so we arrive at the same time. Over the knees, side of the knees, the back of the knees. Down the shins. Your body should be getting warm right now. Down the back of the calves. And if you want, you could take a fist on the calf, since it's a lot more muscle tissue there, it's about the same intensity as you clapping on your body. But just be gentle as you go further down onto the Achilles, tops of the toes, and the bottom of your feet. All the way around, even into the toes, bringing that energy into the body, all the way around the foot, tops of the toes, all the way to the bottom, clapping that foot, side, get into those arches. And again, same if you did your calves, if you want to use your fists, you're more than welcome. All right. And let's bring it into our hands. Giving yourself a round of applause for showing up today, for bringing some intention and love into your body. Yes, revving up that energy, boosting yourself, boosting your confidence, boosting your energy. And find stillness. Let's open the palms to face forward, bringing the feet about hips width apart, rolling those shoulders back, opening the chest, lifting the chin, and take a few breaths in here, feeling all of that energy that we just clapped up into our body. Nice. Feeling how even in stillness, your body is moving, your body is working, your muscles are activated. Your arms may feel a little bit tired. That's good. They're nice and warmed up. Let's bring some movement into the fingers, toes, shake it up a little bit. We're going to get right on into this flow because we have a really fun sequence today, and I'm excited to get into it. So we're going to start on our far right side of our mat. So not all the way on the edge, but just about on the first quarter of your mat, okay? And so we're going to start by grabbing our right leg, bringing that right knee in to our chest, pulling it in, giving it a nice hug, and try to challenge yourself to pull as you're pulling that leg to maybe relax the hip a little bit, not like you are tensing the hip, but this pull here is allowing you to sit into your hip, grounding into your leg in this mountain pose. Nice. We're going to release the leg and take a few circles with that leg. That knee is going to make some circles in front of us. 1, 2, 3. And on our third or fourth or however many, let's take that circle, bring it back behind us into a quasi derriere position. If you are familiar with ballet. So our knees are a little bit crossed, our front foot is turned out, and we are getting ready to go down into a lunge. So we're gonna put our right hands on either side of our leg and really reach that leg back. Again, the front leg is a little bit open, so the toe is pointing towards the side of the mat, not traditionally to the front. So we're doing a good hip opener here, and we're gonna try to lift and keep that knee in the back off the ground. Nice. Let's take a breath here. And out. As you breathe out, sink a little bit deeper. Ooh. Nice. We're going to shift and walk our right leg back into a side plank. If you need to take a modification, you can bring your right leg down to the ground and bringing that left arm up to the sky. Nice. Finding a connection to your breath here. Making sure that your arms are in alignment, so your shoulder is in alignment with your wrist. Do a body check-in here, making a straight line with the arms. Nice. For 3 breaths, we're gonna bring our elbow to our knee. So we're gonna draw it in as we actually exhale and breathe it in as we reach. Exhale, contract, breathe it in. I told y'all we was revving it up today. And exhale, breathe it in. Last one. Nice. Crossing that knee back over into our lunge. Reaching that left arm up to the sky. And breathing in, and as we exhale, we bring our arm down, straightening the front leg into a triangle pose. Nice. The intention here is to get a little bit sweaty. We're going to boost our energy. Normally we take it easy and we start off very, very slow and easeful, but today we're just going to get straight into it. Okay. Let's take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we'll swing our right leg in towards our left, bringing it parallel. If you want, you can shift and turn around to face forward, relaxing the head over. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale. On your next breath in, we're going to float our body up into mountain pose. And exhale, float the arms down into cactus. Deep breath in, reaching up. And this time we're going to open into goddess pose. Nice. You're welcome to keep the arms here in cactus, or you can bring the hands into prayer. I like to bring my hands into prayer because it feels like I am pressing in to my hands, bringing this center motion, really grounding into this deep pose. And it helps me to sink deeper into this pose here. Let's take a deep breath. And out. Again, breathe it in. And out. Last one. And out, rising up. Nice. And let's shift our weight to our left foot over to our left side of our mat. So now we should be on the left quarter of our mat. Let me shift back so you guys can see me. Left quarter side of our mat, and we are breathing through. I think I'm gonna shift the camera back a little bit because I'm aware that you guys cannot see my feet. Uh-oh. Bear with me. Okay. Let's see how that works, okay? All right. It's a little bit better. Y'all, we're working with this space, okay? So you can see a little bit. You still can't see my feet, but we're just gonna work with it anyways, okay? So just as we did on the other side, we're going to draw in our left leg. So pulling our left leg into our knee. Okay, perfect. I see you well. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna draw our left leg into our chest, our left knee. Same as we did on the other side. We're doing more of the work with our arms. So we're pulling that leg in, trying to relax the hip. Just really letting that leg come up and get some motion in there. Feeling what it feels like to be in this position. Activating that pelvis. Grounding down in the standing leg. Nice. Ooh. Y'all feel this, it feels like it needs to pop, but it is not quite ready yet. So we're just gonna keep going into these movements. So this time on this side, we're gonna circle our left leg. Big circles, finding a motion here. The knee is initiating this movement. So let's say we had a string here or someone is moving that knee around. Nice. Get into it. Circling for 3, 2, and 1. On that last one, we're going to bring it back into our quasi stretch, really reaching and working that leg all the way back. Our front leg is turned out, toes are pointed towards the side of our mat, and let's bring our hands down. Again, this is a little different of a stretch, not your traditional lunge, but we're really working into the hips here, working into that glute area, and then also in the psoas, which is right on the inside. That hip flexor muscle that allows us to walk, stand, even sit. And it keeps the movement in the quad and hamstring connected. Let's take some breaths here. Maybe on your next, you want to bring the arm up. Right arm floats up. On your third exhale, we're going to shift our right leg to the back into a side plank. Again, and you're welcome to take a modification by bringing your left leg down into, what do you call this position? You can bring it here. And for more stability, let me scoot a little bit from the wall. For more stability, try not to keep your foot on the mat, but then you would square it off to be behind you so that you have more of a sturdy base to stretch here in. Again, in this pose, you want to track your shoulder in line with your wrist. Excuse me. Shoulder in line with your wrist so you have a sturdy foundation there. And we're reaching our arm in opposition, really opening that chest, engaging the core, whichever position you are in. Nice. Let's take a few breaths in here. As we breathe in, let's reach that arm overhead. And nice. And this next one is going to be active motion, breathing in. And as we exhale, bringing that elbow to knee. Engaging the core, really controlling. Nice. Breathing in. And exhale. Good job. Breath in and out. Tracing that right leg back to the top of the mat. This time coming into more of a squared lunge. Sinking that hip down towards the mat. So we're drawing a line towards our mat with our front hip, or the hip that is straightened with a straight leg. Really pulling that hip down, but trying to straighten that back leg at the same time. Taking a breath in here. As we exhale, straighten that front leg. Nice. I'm definitely feeling good and sweaty right about now. Let's take a breath in. And as we exhale, swinging that left leg towards our right, twisting our position to face forward or side of our mat. And a breath in here as we sink a little bit deeper into this stretch. And out. On the next inhale, floating up to mountain pose, breathing in. And out. Arms floating to cactus. Nice. Breathing in, arms go up. And this time we're going to float down to goddess. Ooh, all those pops. Again, you're welcome to take the alternative arms at cactus, or you can do them here at prayer. I'm going to test it out with cactus pose today. Well, on this side. We're going to take 3 rounds of breath here. Nice. Hang in there. Sinking down. On our next inhale, we're going to float it up. Nice. Another breath in here. And as we exhale, forward fold, really opening up the hips, allowing your hips to really rotate outward. And if you haven't already, have your toes pointed forward, so to the side of your mat. If you want, you can take a deeper straddle here. We are going to go in between our legs, walking our hands between our legs here. If you want, depending on how flexible you are, you can get as low as you want to bring your head. Bringing your head down to the top of your mat, or bring your head down to the floor. Whatever pose, we're just going to rest here in the straddle pose for a moment. Bring y'all down just a little bit, super close. Connect to your breath here in this straddle. When you're ready, we're going to slowly come up, bringing our legs in a little bit closer, heel toeing our legs about hip apart. Nice. Let's slowly roll up, a bit at a time. Let the head be the last thing to come up. So relax your head over. You know what you're doing. Bringing that tailbone to a line. Slowly going up your spine. Everything clicking in place. Rolling those shoulders back. Let the head arrive. Heel toeing the feet in a little bit closer to parallel. Now we're standing right up under ourselves. Okay. So yeah, standing right up under ourselves. Let's take a big roll. We're bending our knees, rolling those shoulders back. Take that for 2 more times. Bending the knees, rolling the shoulders up and back, down the body again. Bending the knees, rolling the shoulders. Let's go 1 more time. Nice. Let's reach those arms up. Big inhale. And as we exhale, floating forward, reaching for our toes, really reach. In that opposition, feeling that stretch in the backs of our legs, all the way up to our tailbone and our sits bones. Relaxing the head over. We're going to press into one toe at a time, or 1 foot at a time, kind of like we would walk the dog, but we're prancing our feet here in place, shifting our weight. So with 1 foot popped or 1 heel popped, we're pressing the ball of our foot into the ground, relaxing our head over. Nice. That supporting leg is straight, and that is where that stretch is coming in. Let's switch. And find your own pattern with your breath here, whatever works for your body right now. And switch. And switch. Nice. Roll up again, head being the last thing to come up. Ooh. Now I'm feeling like we need to do one last thing, which is going to be our hip circles. This is such a beneficial motion as we store a lot of energy in our hips. So we're just going to bring it around town. I think that's probably one of the best things that SpongeBob has ever said on that show. We're just gonna take it slow, taking our time, really articulating the motion as we go in all directions. Whew, feeling all the clicks, ticks, and pops happening here. Yes. As long as it doesn't hurt, it is all good. Getting those air bubbles out of there. Metaphysically, when you think about it, it is literally thoughts, energy that is stored in your body that hasn't been addressed. And so, if it hasn't been addressed and it hasn't been moved out of our body, it can easily just continue to grow and become a pain point, a space that is holding trauma. Let's switch directions. And we don't want to hold any of that in our body, okay? So let it go, let it flow, keep moving it all the way around. And if you feel a spot where you're like, ooh, I need to hold that, definitely hold into that space. Let it flow, let it move out. We have to pay attention to our body's voice as it is continuously speaking to us, letting us know what it likes, what it doesn't like, a position, a food, a person. It's going to let you know. And so it's up to us to listen to it, just as we do our children, our pets, our family. They say, don't go that way. You don't go that way. Or they say, go that way. And you go that way. Just tuning into our inner voice, really building this beautiful relationship with our intuition. Nice. All right, when you feel ready, we're going to come back to neutral, shaking it out, maybe shaking the arms. Woo! We did a nice flow today, okay? And just to close out, as we always do, we're going to take a big breath in, breathing in or I'm explaining it before we do it, but breathing in, we're going to bring our arms up, clasping the hands at the top, aligning each finger, and we will close out. So let's get into it. We're going to take a deep and big breath in. All the way up, receiving all that energy that you just poured into yourself, aligning those fingers one finger at a time, like a lock, sealing that intention for today's practice, for today's flow, imagining how you want today to go, because you are the writer of your own story. Pressing that energy together, sealing it. Imagine you are wielding this intention between your hands, and we will press our hands down before our third eye. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower down before our throat and in front of our heart. May this flow be integrated into your day and continuously radiate light of wisdom, little beams of joy, beams of ease into your experience today. And may your body just relax into it. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys for flowing with me today. I'm going to get a little bit closer. Yes, thank y'all for flowing with me today. This was as you can tell, an intuitive flow. The intention today was really to rev up the energy, rev up our own energy, rev up our body for this continuous movement. Everything that Jupiter Lab has been I don't know if you guys have been keeping up, if you've been flowing and following along, we've been focusing on bringing more intention from the moon and the full moon and the new moon cycles. And so last month was about compassion. And so for our last two flows, like we've really tapped into loving ourselves in a way that is more focused on easeful movement and also easing our energy, because Aries season definitely brought some shifts and shakes. Okay. And then that Libra full moon, I don't know if y'all felt that, but it was tumultuous. It was a huge shake. It was something that like grabbed you by the collar and had you like, look, you know what I'm saying? So this time we're getting ready to flow into a Taurus new moon, and so there's a lot of actualization, a lot of realization and relationship building. And so I think it's important for us to get revved up. It's important for us to really get grounded, and also to elevate our energy, for us to get into our body, to be able to attune to the voice of our body, and where it's guiding us, how it's guiding us. Because as we, get into this earth energy, there's a lot of growth, there's a lot of transformation, there's a lot of call to action, right? There's a lot of things, okay? There's so many elements that are being sprinkled into the abyss, but all in all, I hope that this flow really allowed you to feel grounded, but also brought some strength into you to make you, not make you, but help you realize the strength that you have within yourself. And maybe you pushed yourself a little bit further than what you knew you could. So, yes. If you guys have anything to say in the comments, please leave them there. I will be here for just a moment to check those out. I did see that we had a couple of messages. Yes, awesome. So glad you guys can see me. Um, but yeah, future or upcoming events, we have the Taurus Moon Lucid Genes flash sale happening this evening at 8:30 Central Standard Time. And and oh, Ease with Empress is happening. Oh no, not in that order. Today at 8:30 we have the flash sale from 8:30 to 9:30 on Lucid Jeans Instagram. Um, Saturday we have the new moon movement flow, which is the Moonmate Collective. And so that's a little bit more into journal prompts, diving into how we can align with the moon, what the moon is calling us to flow into, how we can address our past lunar flow, and what was working, what hasn't been working, and how we can integrate those new things that we're manifesting. That's going to be happening on Saturday. Our initial time was scheduled for 7:30, but I think that the 6:30 a.m. time is better, because we can get our day started with our intention, everything is set, and then we go into our day. 7:30 p.m. it just isn't really aligned. Okay, I've just got to be real with y'all. So it does say on the main schedule, if you guys have seen it in other places that we've posted, it does say 7:30, but we will be sending an email out to let y'all know and let everyone else know that the time is going to be changed, okay, to 6:30 a.m., because that honestly just works a lot better. And I think I verbally just said Saturday. It is Sunday, okay? Okay, so we said, Tyra said, love, love, love this. So grounding and supportive, giving business. Oh, busyness lately. Yeah, absolutely. And then she said, I like 6:30 a.m. too. I have been trying to wake up at 6:15. Yes, yes. Same here. Like, I've really been enjoying to rise up early. Um, like I said, that Libra full moon definitely, drugged me a little bit. It was hard to get back on my routine, but I'm grateful to finally be rising at, the 6 a.m. hour to really get things going and flowing, because the world is quiet at that time. Okay. We can hear clearly, it's like when you have too many things on the network, it's hard to like fully channel like what you know what I mean, like the connection is very blurry. But when the earlier you rise, the more seamless the communication is. So I'm really thankful for that. And then I was also going to mention in May, which we will talk about more in the next episode, but in May we will have Ease with Empress in person in Dallas. Those tickets are open for registration. So if that is something that you want to partake in, it is very much like the experiences here, but in person and a whole nother vibe. The moon mint, Tyra said the moon mint was perfect for that Sunday rise. I am excited for that next one. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, I'll tell y'all more about that. I also have to go. So yes, check out the description. We'll have all the things below. And don't forget to like the video. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see y'all next time. Peace.